young man?
I'm excited. I'm blessed. I don't know words can explain it right now. How y'all doing?
All right. So who called you first? Who did you get the call from?
Peter.
What did he say?
Just he was very proud and influenced. He respected my work ethic and everything I did to get to this point.
Jade, how long was that walk from the green room, that moment you had by yourself? How long did that walk feel?
I felt short. I was excited to get on the stage and shake the commissioner's hand. So, I was putting the hat on. It's a surreal moment.
How disappointed to be a leader in the NFL locker room?
Just going in there and just knowing my role, being able to lead grown men with family and stuff like that. And just be myself. At the end of the day, that's what they're going to respect. They respect the hard worker and somebody that's genuine to themselves.
How do you plan on transitioning to the tremendous culture?
Just being a sponge. That just comes in with just learning how to be a pro. So that's a big thing. Go out there, get around the vets, and learn how to be a pro.
And Jaden, with the influx of African-American quarterbacks in the NFL, how does it feel to be one of those names in the group?
And it's dope. I've been watching those guys perform at a high level. Guys like C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, those type of guys. And now being able to be a part of the family and be able to compete against them, it's amazing for me to be a part of that.
Washington, D.C. is a very tight-knit community, and a part of that is the sports and the sports franchises, with the Commanders being one of the largest. You're now the captain of that team, essentially. How does that feel?
I'm just coming in and compete. I got to earn my role. I got to earn everything. Nothing's given to me, no matter how high I was drafted or anything like that. I got to come in and compete and show up every day and go to work. Have that mentality to go out there and do whatever it takes to win. Whatever role I am, I want to be the best in that role, in that position, and be the best human being each and every day.
Malik just went to the New York Giants. You guys are going to be division rivals now. What's it going to be like going up against him for the next several years?
That's going to be fun, man. That's my brother, so I'm proud of him. We work for this. And it's surreal now we're in the same division, so for sure, after that first time we played each other, we for sure going to have the jerseys for him.
You are the first player drafted to this organization under new ownership and coaches. How does it feel to be the first player drafted in this new era in Washington?
I'm just happy I'm drafted. Really, it's a blessing. God put me in this position, so without him, I wouldn't be here today.
Coming to a historical team, what is the message that you would like to send to the fan base as far as just you being the face now?
I'm excited. I know the past history. You got, with Doug Williams. Obviously, I've been knowing Doug since I was 18 years old, so it's a great time. Obviously, watching RG3 when I was that age, and what he did, the excitement he brought back. He's just somebody that's very passionate about football. Is going to work hard, and it's not going to be day one success, but I'm ready to take the challenge. I'm ready to put my head down and work.
And that's what I was going to tell you. Robert Buzz, the quarterback, he brought a buzz to the city that hasn't been there in a while. So now with you coming there, one of the things about D.C. is it's one of the most affluent places for African Americans, and obviously being African American, how do you feel like you'll embrace that?
I'll embrace it currently because I was one of those kids looking up to black QBs, and I want to give hope to any young black African American quarterback football player that they see me do it, they could do it too.
As far as the pressure that you have when you're at LSU, how do you feel like that translates to the next level?
Man, everything I've been in my life, man, pressure is just, it's just another thing, man. You can't let the pressure get to you, but, jokingly, man, I came into Death Valley after Joe Burrow, so that was a lot of expectations for sure.
As far as the ensemble here, what motivated you with the look? It looks good.
Man, this is my favorite color, so I wanted to wear my favorite color. I wanted to shine a little bit and have some fun with it. It's a special night for me.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I can't say enough about him. And we did a lot of work on all these guys. We did a lot of work on Jade. And in terms of every single person we spoke to, it was just exemplary as a person, personal character, football character, his work ethic, his football intelligence, how much he cared, his leadership, how he is as a teammate. They were all exemplary, and we went back to high school. We went back to Arizona State. Herm Edwards, his personal quarterback coaches, his LSU, and all the staffers at LSU. Brian Kelly there. Every single person you could talk to, it was the same answer. So we felt so good about how awesome of a person that he was, on top of watching all that tape. So, it made us feel really good about making this pick. I think that's just a reflection of the people in this building and really being committed to this team and keeping what's in-house in-house. So, I'm proud of our team for that. Proud of the people in this building for keeping things under wraps. What was that?
Is that you, son? Way to go.
You like my walk-off music? I think that's probably what I take out of it then. It's just I'm proud of our guys and men and women who didn't let anything out of the building. Yeah, I think it's a real skill as a quarterback runner, and some quarterbacks really just know how to do it. It's instinct. One, he has great speed and great acceleration. He's also a really instinctive, talented runner. And the way I would describe it is the slashing. So, one, he's very decisive when he runs, and you have to be decisive in this league especially, but SEC too, but this league especially, because if you're indecisive, these guys are big and fast and they're going to get on you, and they're also 255 pounds, and they're still run as fast as you. So what he does, he's very decisive and he slashes, so he's never breaking down, he's never breaking stride, he's attacking edges. And if you watch the tape, there's defenders that think they have him a great angle on him, and then the next thing you know, he's gone because he's never slowing down and he's attacking edges. So I think you can teach that, but a lot of it's instinct and also just he is really fast. He's going to run over 21 miles an hour, which is as fast as quarterback can get, really. That maybe Justin Fields and Lamar, those are the guys that run that fast. So, I think it's a combination of his speed and his talent and instinct and really his toughness, and just he's got it all.
I think you guys today saw a little bit about, you knew a lot about the ball player, but I think, being around him today, you got a chance to see, the man, and that's honestly a lot of what makes him him. This is a unique player, but it's also a really good dude, and when you put that kind of work ethic together with somebody that's that hard working and wants to push it that much, you see what the competitor is. It's really cool to see.
When were you sold? When were you sold on him?
I think anybody who watched football could say this is a talented guy. So I'd say over the last 2 months when I found out, what was behind the ribcage, and this guy is tough. He is competitive. So I'd say the things that stuck out to me going to LSU and hearing about early meetings with people and all the extras that he wanted to do to become great, because when you're already playing at a really good level, to go to the next spot is not easy. And so I know how hard he worked for that. And I think probably he spoke about the Florida game, but more importantly, that showed a lot of resilience. He had gotten banged up in the game prior to that. And so not to have a full week of practice and to kind of go out and put on that type of performance, I think those are the two things that jumped out to me, the dedication and the resilience. And I think all of us would know at every position that's really important, but at quarterback, probably as much as anything, because the tough times, the adversity is going to be there. And, we'll be there standing shoulder to shoulder with him and give him all the support he needs. But this is a guy that is a rare competitor.
Now, is your expectation that he'll be the week 1 starter?
You know what? The expectations for us is like putting out the most competitive team that we can. And when that time comes, when he's ready, then that's when we'll do it. But there's no timeline on that. We're fortunate here that we've got a good, strong quarterback room. But, we'll let that all the way play out. The central theme and everything that we're doing here is competing. It's at quarterback, it's at offensive tackle, it's at defensive end, it's wherever you look. And so that'll be the central theme of how we do it.
And what is the challenge of integrating a rookie like Jaden into the NFL? How do you push him? How do you push those buttons?
Well, I think there's if there was an ideal space to come into, it's one where everything is on the same page. So he's not coming into a team that this is the system we've been running for the last 5 or 6 years, and everybody can be so far ahead with that. So knowing that, you know, the veterans are only a few weeks ahead into that process, we'll all be on the same page moving forward together. Some of the hardest parts about coaching in the NFL in the early phases is a veteran who's played 5 or 6 years has this knowledge, and a rookie's coming into here. So imagine teaching English 101 and Master's English in the same day. And so you can't teach the same class in the same way. So for a player coming in right now, you mind sliding over just a little bit? Thank you. For a player coming in right now, I think that's a big deal to everybody, you know, being on the same field. And for, you know, hardworking guys like he and Marcus, they'll put the work in.
You mentioned the scheme. Obviously, you guys hired Cliff, I guess, before you kind of knew there to be Jaden. So how do you marry what Cliff likes to do versus what this quarterback can do? How do you kind of?
Yeah, I think that's what makes guys like Cliff and Brian rare and special in the same way, because we'll make sure we feature the players in the things they do best, not the scheme. And so I've got direct, you know, experience with that, where you think you're going to go one way, but after we get through, you know, the off-season program, through training camp, this will be the offense. And so it'll be featured and tailored towards what all of the players' strengths are. And that's kind of the fun part of coaching, is like finding the different spaces to do that. And I really look forward to it.
And as far as today, 5 picks to do, obviously it's a lot. And what are you kind of envisioning positions perhaps you're looking at, or how do you kind of see today hopefully will unfold for you guys?
Well, one, I'm fired up as hell about it, because I don't think I've ever been where there was 5 picks in one space. So to have a chance to do that, and again, and throw it again. So I'm really looking forward to tonight. So we'll have a full deck of Red Bull ready, and it'll be really cool to see. But we have a lot of cool options, and you know, through the previous years of acquiring draft capital like this, it's pretty rare. And so we're going to go forward as hard as anybody ever has.
And I'll say something with Malik and Brian, man. We woke up as pros officially. We're all on our teams, and we're able to live our childhood dreams. So it still hasn't hit me yet, but it's starting to get there.
Now that it's official, like you said, but what are these Commanders fans getting from Jay Fields?
Just somebody that wants to be the best version of themselves. They're going to work hard, and put their head down and work, and do whatever it takes to help the team win. Good teammates, and learn this playbook. That's the focus for sure.
Have you been able to reach out to anyone?
The only person I talked to so far was John, but all my teammates started hitting me up now. So after I'm done with all this, I can reach back out to the 2022 Florida game.
Can you elaborate?
Just turn on the tape and watch that again. Just how we're clicking on all cylinders as an offense. We knew we would be really good. We didn't know how good we could be. We knew we would be really good. And I'll probably just say maybe the Mississippi State game is something that it was just clicking for us at all cylinders. And we're just out there having fun. And we're just like, man, we got to keep it going. We got to keep improving each and every week.
What did you see from yourself, though, that allowed you to think that you were taken to that level?
Man, I'll just say my swagger and confidence and belief in myself. That's the same kind of confidence I had in high school when I was walking around, playing football, having fun. And, the game felt fun, out there just being able to be with my teammates, my brothers. We worked so hard for 6 months of your life, man. You only get one opportunity on Saturday to go put stuff on film. So, we went out there and we performed. And I watched football regardless, so I kind of already seen the plays that they had last year. Obviously, Cliff was in Arizona when I was at ASU, and it's all around. Just obviously watching the DQ at the Cowboys over at the DC. Adam was over there, and a couple of my friends played at the Niners, so I always just watch football, see what they do and how they feel. So just an organization, I didn't know how passionate the fan base was until I was in this process, man. So I'm excited. excited. I'm excited to get it.
Everyone ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so you got the quarterback. Why Jaden? Why did you feel comfortable with that pick?
I mean, it was an easy pick. I mean, nothing's easy, but he stood out as a football player, statistically, what he did on the field, scouting-wise, and we think we got the best player in the draft. I think Adam said that. And I met him as an individual, as a man, and you can all hear who he is.
How involved were you in this process?
This is a very important day for the franchise. I wanted to watch and learn and listen and see Adam, see Dan working, and so I was selectively involved, but certainly got to know a number of the quarterbacks, a number of the people that we were considering, and he stood out.
Josh, when did you know that he was the guy for the franchise?
You know, I was obviously listening to our football people, Adam and Dan, and early on we had an inkling, but obviously it took a lot of work to go from you know, some of the statistics and some of the film that had been watched to the ultimate reality, and so there were a lot of meetings that happened along the way. And obviously, look, there was a lot of talented people in the draft, right? And so we all saw the draft last night, and all the quarterbacks that went, and there were a lot of talented guys. So we dotted our I's and crossed our T's, but we kind of were early on believing that he was the right person.
As someone who leans so hard into data in so much parts of your life, the fact that the quarterback, finding a good quarterback is so hard, what do you kind of make as you go through this process to why can't people figure this out, and what do you think you guys are going to do?
Yeah, so I mean, just watching tape with Coach Quinn, with Adam, with the scouts, listening to the quarterbacks themselves talk about it, it's like the hardest. It's a really hard position. I mean, for every play, you have everyone on the opposing team trying to basically kill you. They're all keying on you, and you've got very big guys out there trying to hit you. And then you have to mentally, you have to have the physical gifts to be able to throw and maneuver and run. But then you also have to have the mental processing capability to find the right person. So, and you have to learn a lot of schemes. So, I mean, it's just a really hard job. And so you need a unique individual. There's not a lot of people who can do it. And so that's why. And so it's a very challenging position. You need to be very mentally strong, very physically gifted and agile.
You've been in pro sports for so long now, but
yeah.
Did this feel different being the team you grew up rooting for and being with, you know, a lot of your friends that are on the ownership group and everything?
Yeah, look, this is personal for me. I feel like we're on a mission for the city, for the DMV, and everyone's counting on us, and so yeah, it's big. This is a big deal. So I mean, obviously, I'm taking it really seriously. I'm devoting a lot of time to it, and thankfully we have an amazing front office coaching staff that's come together. Now I was here for the veteran mini camp, and every single veteran showed up. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. These guys don't have to show up. I mean, you see, you know, all of our players. See Zach Ertz, Pro Bowl tight end. You know, he doesn't have to be here, right? But they all came, and there's something really exciting going on here in DC and here in Virginia, and I think that you know, I'm glad to be a part of it.
Josh, have you learned more about Adam Peters and the way he goes about all this, just through free agency and the selection of Jaden?
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot about Adam. I've spent a lot of time with him. Spent a lot of time with Dan. He's extremely thorough. He works hard. He's very process-oriented and driven. And I've also gotten to know him more as an individual and as a person, and we get along well. And so far, it's gone great. I mean, we're 0-0. We're undefeated.